Hey everyone, welcome back to a new episode of our Montreal Canadiens franchise mode series on NHL 22. In this episode, we'll be going into the 2027-2028 season. Again, as always, I'm super excited about where this team can go. We have a great squad here. We've really rebuilt the Canadiens to a great playoff contender year in and year out at this point. So I'm always looking forward to seeing how the new season will go for us. So as always, if you enjoy the video, smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. The support helps me out a ton. And here we go. Let's get right into the 2027-28 season. Enjoy. Okay, so we're going to head into the 2027-28 season. This is going to be our 6th year with the Montreal Canadiens. As always, we're just going to go over the lines real quick. I mean, top 6 looks so good. Again, I'm hoping Lambert will grow a little bit more. I had him on the third line last year. I think that's probably why I wasn't playing as much, so hopefully give him more ice time there, playing with Jaeger as a two-way forward, a playmaker there, so hopefully he will develop. Third line looks really good. We got Velarde down there. Very good player, younger guy. And then our fourth line, very good. We got two of our rookies paired with Nichushkin. He will provide some really good depth scoring, sort of a veteran status for these young guys. Defensive pairing looks very solid. Ferentz and Romanov on that first unit there. Sanheim and Barron. I really like the second pairing. Honestly, younger guy with more veteran defenseman at this point. Looks very good. And then our third pairing is our rookies, 24 years old and 22. Hopefully they develop there. Take a look at our special teams. As you can see, the power plays look really good. We have Dwyer up there on the first unit. He's got a good shot. So hopefully he will, hopefully that'll help him develop a little bit as he gets older. And then second unit, a lot of young guys here pretty much. Lambert, McGroarty, Brink, Barron, and Ferentz there. So younger second unit, but hopefully it'll help them grow. Four-man power play looking very solid. Good units there. Penalty kills look awesome. And then our three-man PKs also look really great. Take a look at our goalies. We got Blomqvist as our starter this year, 24 years old. He's got a ton of room to grow. Really good goalie. Played very well in the preseason. And Georgia backing him up. So very good backup goalie with Georgia. Really happy with how they look. And then we got Armsden here. We're going to get him into some games and see how he develops there. Looks to be a very good goalie for us. Our AHL lines look very good, honestly. We got some rookies, those draft picks down on that bottom six, hoping that they develop. Defensive pairs also look really good. Got our rookie here, Solis there, 21 years old, 76 overall. He's probably going to grow a decent amount. And our other draft pick, 22 years old and 77 overall, looking really solid for us. So I like how our team's looking this year, and we're going to get right into the simulation. As you can see, we did go past the preseason here. We went 5-2, I believe. 5-2. So really good preseason for us there. And we'll get right into the season here. We're going to sim up to the new year, January 1st, 2028, and we'll evaluate how we do then. I also forgot that we sent a contract renewal offer to Travis Sanheim. I believe we gave him 2 years at like $4.5 million or something. Pretty easy choice for us there. I mean, he's a great defenseman. So that'll give us until he's 33 years old, which is a good contract, honestly. It's not that much money. He's been playing so well for us. Even if he drops down to the third pairing, he'll just provide such great defensive depth to our team, especially playing with, the younger guys. So I really like this extension for us. So we're in the new year here, January 1st, 2028. We have a record of 25-7-3. We're playing insanely well this year. First in the Atlantic with 53 points and first in the Eastern Conference. As it is, pretty interesting there. Look at how poorly the Lightning are doing this year. Take a look. The Flames up there in the Pacific with 57 points and the Avalanche 52. So puts us at second place in the league so far, playing extremely well. Take a look at our AHL team. They are 19-13-4, so obviously not doing too great, but again, we have been playing that our Kurt Armsden, our goalie, is only a 67 overall, so we really want him to develop. He's got that medium elite potential. He's actually been playing quite well for, being only a 67 overall. So I honestly am not I'm not disappointed with how our AHL team is doing right now. It's sort of what I've expected, and honestly, I think they're doing better than I've been expecting them to be doing. So certainly encouraging, and hopefully our goalie prospect develops nicely this year. But our NHL team is killing it. So we're just going to go right up to the deadline here and see if we want to make any moves. I don't think we will, but you never know. Sometimes we might get a good offer, so we'll go sim up to the trade deadline, see how we do then, and see what kind of moves we want to make, if any. Guys, I just got a really interesting trade offer from the Dallas Stars. They want us to give them Bobby Brink in exchange for two of their prospects. So like Devin Sylvester here is a defenseman, 20 but a 76 overall, so honestly pretty good. Down in their AHL team, I mean, he's pretty well-rounded player, to be quite honestly. I actually like the way he looks. And then this guy is very interesting, Kent Dreger. 20 years old, 69 overall, nice. But you see his goals, like 13 goals, and he's only getting 12 minutes of ice per night. That's actually really good. And I took a look at his stats. Look at his shot. This dude has like a near perfect wrist shot. Why is his shot so good? Why is his physicality so good, but like everything else is not? Like, that's so bizarre to me. But the thing is, I'm gonna say yes to this guy. He's like, you know, we have someone who can replace Brink. As you can see, he's 26, only an 82. Like, he's not playing that much. He's got a really good shot, but like, he's just not developing that much. This is something we can absolutely do. I like this trade. This guy looks really interesting to me. So we're gonna do this, and we'll see what ends up happening with it. But I like this trade a lot, actually. Okay, so I've reached the trade deadline. We have a very good record of 38-18 and 4 good for 80 points. First in the Atlantic and still first in the Eastern Conference. 6-point lead there over the Flyers. Lightning have stepped it up a bit. They're in the playoff race now, trailed by the Maple Leafs here in our division. Blue Jackets, Hurricanes, Devils rounding it out. Over in the West, the Flames are rocking it this season, 94 points. Avalanche doing well, as always, with 80 points. Tied for second in the league, or no, third in the league, my bad. The Sharks there have 82. So we're doing really well. As you can see, Caulfield there, 60 points in 60 games, so literally producing at a point per game pace. He actually is going to ask for a big contract extension, I'm sure, by the end of this year. So that'll be an interesting challenge. Take a look at our forwards here. Him and Suzuki popping off as expected there. Lambert and Jaeger popping off together. That's what we love to see. I'm really glad that Lambert's producing a lot more. We'll see, what his overall does at the end of the season. But overall, those are really good numbers. And Jaeger there again, connecting there, 34 assists. So, he's definitely a playmaker, more the playmaker on that first line. Love to see it. Up and down the lineup, our guys just playing really well. Bunting there, 10 points in 19 games. We called him back up after that trade for Bobby Brink. So good to see him doing well. Take a look at our defenseman here. Strong season from Ferentz there, very nice. Those plus minuses though, that's what we love to see. Really good plus minuses on every single pairing here. Our bottom pairing are rookies here, honestly not bad. But again, that plus minus is more important to me. The fact that they're not letting up too many goals. They're still over that, in the positive side. So that's really good to see. Sanheim and Barron, they're playing really well, 10 goals. But yeah, defense looks really good. Goalies here. Both of our goalies playing excellent this season, honestly. Blomqvist there, very good numbers. And then Georgiev there, 24 games, incredibly good numbers for a backup goalie. So actually I want to take a look at how Armstrong's doing. So not the best numbers, honestly, but he's got 2 shutouts. That's actually pretty decent considering he's only 67 overall. And then Vamelka there playing very well as our starter. So that's what we like to see. We're going to have a trade deadline here, see if we want to make any moves. I'm not sure that we will. We're playing really well. We're in a pretty solid playoff spot at this point in the season. I think it's kind of no question that we'll make the playoffs. So maybe pick up some extra draft picks. But we'll head into the deadline here and see what happens. So we are in the trade deadline here. Just want to take a quick look at who's on the block. As you can see, I did put Cole Caulfield on the block just in case we get any like huge blockbuster offers. He's asking for almost 13 million for 1 year on his contract. So like that's just so much money, and like we can absolutely fit the bill for that. But you never know what can happen. Like a team might come through with a really tempting offer, maybe like a first round pick or something like that. So I'm certainly up for anything with Caulfield here. Spencer Knight there, but he's gonna ask for a hefty salary as well. Lots of good options here, so I'm definitely interested in some of the guys here. And we'll see if we get any offers, and we'll see if we want to make any offers ourselves. Let's go through the deadline here, guys. Wow, guys, look at this trade offer Seattle just sent us. They want to give us Ian Mitchell, a second in 2029, and a fourth round this year in exchange for Romanov. I really love Romanov, but he's making a lot of money. We also signed him for $6 million on an extension. But look at his defensive stats. They're 89 and then 89 on his defensive skills. And Mitchell's like very comparable. He's 29 and an 85, and Romanov is 20 and 86. So like they're pretty comparable players. He's making less money. He'll probably ask for less too on an extension. I do actually like him. He's supposed to fit into like power plays and a deep pairing too. I honestly think I'm gonna take this. Like they're sending us more value than what we're giving back, and Seattle's not doing very well. So like both of these picks are gonna be pretty good. This is tough, guys, but I think I'm gonna say yes. I think I'm gonna send. Romanov's just not scoring for us. He's not doing much for us this year. He's been so good for us, but I feel like it's the time. Bring in someone new, get some extra draft picks. We are gonna take this. Guys, okay, so I didn't actually think this would go through, but I just made a trade. I sent Norlinder, defenseman. He's actually playing in the AHL. I sent him over to Washington and got back a really good prospect defenseman that we can put in the AHL team and another round pick this season. So, like, what? Anyway. So if you look at our draft picks this year, it's like actually gross. We have 4 round 2 picks. Like, what? We could definitely do some damage with that. But yeah, like, look at these picks. Like, we have one right at the start from Washington. They're not doing well at all this year. So, like, we projected a really early second round pick. And, like, basically, like, back-to-backs. Like, 2 back-to-backs right there. And then ours, which will be at the end of round 2. But, like, that's actually insane. I'm surprised Washington accepted that trade. But, yeah. Norlinder was, like, 28, and he was an 83. So, like, he's not really going to grow anymore for us. It's fine to, just get rid of his contract. And while Buffalo really wants to get rid of Joe Kaharju here, the only problem is, like, he's making a lot of money. He's only for 1 year, so we could let him go. He's playing pretty well for them. But they want us to give him Velarde. He's honestly like doing quite well for only getting 12 minutes of ice. He actually went up from an 83 to an 84 overall this year, so like he's fine. Like I don't know. I don't see any reason to trade him this year. Oh my god. Anaheim, what? What is this? Wow, lots of people want Velarde. The only thing is, like, I don't think that we have a right winger that we can call up that's ready to be in the NHL this season. So, like, I'm just going to say no to this. I don't want to trade Velarde. Okay, so the trade deadline's over. As you can see, that bar is pretty short, which means we had a very active trade deadline here. We're going to be scrolling for a little while, see if we got any big trades here. There's our trade, giving Norlinder to the Capitals in exchange for Hermie and a second round pick. Hermie is actually a pretty good prospect. He's like 20 years old and like a 73 or something, so like I think he could develop quite nicely in the AHL for us and probably like a good third pairing D-man for us. There's also our trade for sent Romanov to Seattle and got Mitchell, a second and a fourth from them. So like I actually really like that trade. St. Louis getting Thomas back. And they gave Vegas Devin Taves a third and a fifth. Wow, so big trade for Vegas there. Brad Marchand going to the New York Islanders. That's funny that's on Philly. Sean Walker going to Colorado. Ilonen to Pittsburgh, and Olofsson going to Vegas, and Columbus getting Zach Werenski back. That's pretty funny. Comfer going to Calgary, Suter and Lindgren going to New York Islanders, and Bjorkstrand gets sent to Minnesota. There's a pretty decent trade. Sagan, Phillips, and two others going to Nashville. Zibanejad there, big trade, moving to Winnipeg. New Jersey getting Dostal. Dylan Strome going to Minnesota. Beauvillier, another big trade there, going to Minnesota as well. Wow, so Minnesota's like stacking up. Huge trade here. Wow, Chychrun going to Carolina in exchange for Teravainen, a second and a third. Oh my goodness. That's gotta be the biggest trade of the deadline, in my opinion. That's a huge trade. Wow. And then you go like, so Washington actually flipped Hermy to us from LA. Totally fine with me. So overall, it's like a pretty good trade deadline, guys. And yeah, they're going the biggest trade of the deadline there. Chychrun going to Carolina. Huge ad for the Hurricanes. And the other one's a Zibanejad to Winnipeg. And yeah, Olofsson to Columbus. Jakob Silverberg. He's got to be like old, right? Yeah, 37. No. I'm going to say no to that. So we're going to go with some out to the end of the regular season here, guys, and see how it goes. Alright guys, so to finish the end of the regular season, we have a record of 50, 27, and 5, good for first in the Atlantic and first in the Eastern Conference. 105 points, such a good season. Oh my god, the Flames there though, 123 points, absolutely insane. Take a look at the playoff picture here. We've got the Maple Leafs, Sabres, Senators, and Red Wings joining us from the Atlantic Division. In the Metro, we have the Flyers, Blue Jackets, and Devils, rounding out the Eastern Conference playoff picture. In the Pacific here, Western Conference, we got the Flames, Ducks, Sharks, Canucks, and Oilers headed to the playoffs. And then in the Central, the Avalanche, Jets, and Blackhawks. So we did extremely well this season. Suzuki there leads the team in points, 86 points, just over a point per game pace. Take a look how our forwards did here. I mean, that first line is just so good. They play so well together. You know, glad we can keep them there. Brad Lambert popping off with Jaeger as well. Denisenko, that second line. Really, really good pairings there between those three guys. Then we got McGroarty, Velarde, and Amarov rounding it out on the third line. All of them getting 30-plus points on the third line's really good, actually. And then our fourth line here, Heineman we called up, so 7 points, not bad. Scoring 5 goals for us. He's a pretty good player. Roy and Nichushkin both putting up over 20 points. That's really good depth scoring. Good depth play. That's what we like to see as for a defenseman here. Take a look here. Ferentz leading the way. Him and Barron up on the top line there, both with over plus 20. And good points there, scoring goals. Mitchell here, he has a minus 30, which is kind of ugly, but if you see how he played for us, not bad at all. Went plus 4 and put up 7 points. So honestly, pretty good. You know, I think that was a pretty good acquisition for us. I was playing with Sandheim there on the second pairing. And Sandheim there, you know, only 20 points, but plus 31, so like that's really good. And then our third pairing there, you know, two younger guys. Dwyer is our rookie there, only 22 years old, plus 12, so that's very encouraging to see. Only 6 points. I'd like to see him do more, but obviously playing on the second pair or the third pairing, my mistake. Not going to do much. Take a look at the goalies here. Goalies playing very well this year. Yeah, those are really insane numbers. I'm curious to see how Comesso played with us. So not a great goals against average, but like save percentage pretty respectable there. It was just at 500. You know, obviously didn't play much on Chicago, so wanted to get him some more games, and he actually put up really good numbers. So overall, I'm pretty happy with how our guys performed this season. Take a look at the league. We started on goalies there. So Nedeljkovic with 46 wins. Yeah, Calgary was unbelievable this year. Best save percentage for starter, though, is Jack Campbell, although Nedeljkovic had the same. So it looks like, yeah, Nedeljkovic definitely gonna be a lock for the Vezina. I'd be pretty surprised if he doesn't get it. I mean, Campbell could potentially give him a run for the money, but I think just the wins and everything, looks like Nedeljkovic is going to walk away with that. Take a look at defensemen here. Cale Makar, 80 points, but Hughes with that plus 36 and 7 less points. So Hughes could be walking away with the Norris this season. And we'll take a look at the forwards, see what happens here. So McKinnon, absolute tank. What a legend, 113 points there. But Matthews, though, 67 goals, absolutely unreal. He will get the Maurice Richard. I just want to point out that Michkov is a 95. Like, hello. Kid's so unreal. But yeah, we're going to get right into the playoffs here and see who we get. I also want to point out that our AHL team did make the playoffs. They were playing the Marlies. They actually won their first game there in a shootout, so good on them. Or no, my bad. I thought that was the playoffs. That was their last game. So they're playing the Marlies in the playoffs here, 48, 26, and 8, so pretty good season for them. Alright guys, we got the Detroit Red Wings in the first round of the playoffs. We got 41, 32, and 9, so they're one of those teams that squeaked into the playoffs here. I do want to go take a look at their team, see who they have, and pretty good first line. I don't know why an 81 was on the first line there. They got Raymond and Pasternak there, really good first line. Second line's very solid as well. They got some good depth though, honestly. Got McCann down there on the fourth line with Glass and Kachuk, so really nice depth to this team. I like the way their lineup looks, and their defenseman's very good. They got a really nice top four here. And then after that, you know, their bottom pairing leaves something to be desired, but their top four is very, very good, and they got an 89 Costa in net, so but they do have a 79 backing them up. So like, I'm honestly kind of like sweating a little bit. This team looks really good. I'm not sure why they didn't do that well in the regular season. Like, they have a really good lineup, but oh yeah, before we get into it, just take a look at the other matchups here. You got the Sabres playing the Maple Leafs Devils, Blue Jackets Senators, and Philly. So like, the playoff picture for the Eastern Conference like did a total 180. Like, all the teams that you would have expected to be in the playoffs aren't. Like, Tampa out, Panthers out, Rangers out. Like, my goodness. And then the Western Conference, though, you know, lots of teams that you'd expect to be there. Flames, Oilers, Ducks and Sharks, Blackhawks, Jets, and then the Avalanche playing the Canucks. So get right into the series here, guys. We'll go game by game, as always. So we start off with a big 6-1 win there. Second game, 4-1 loss. So we split the first set of games, headed out to Detroit. We get another big 6-1 win. Second game out in Detroit, a 6-4 win. Alright, coming back home, we cannot take care of it. We get a 5-1 loss headed into Game 6, and we take care of the Red Wings in 6 games there. I just want to point out that our team did beat the Marlies. They're head off to the next round facing the Cleveland Monsters, so good for them. And take a look at the other matchups here, guys. So the Oilers beating the Flames, kind of like real life, except in this one they did in 6. Ducks eliminate the Sharks, Blackhawks eliminate the Jets. Avs going to 7 games there. Buffalo and New Jersey both moving on, and then Philly and the Senators going to a Game 7 there. So we'll sim out and see who we get in the next round of the playoffs. We have the Buffalo Sabres in the second round at 45, 32, and 5 in the regular season. Let's go take a look at their team, see what they have going on here. Very good first line. They got a very young first line here as well. 27 years old is their oldest guy on the first line there. Interesting second line with a 79 there, but overall really good. I mean, you know, aside their fourth line's pretty weak, you know, all below 80s, but up from there, their team looks quite good. Defensively, fantastic first pairing there. Again, kind of like the Red Wings, very good top 4. And then, I mean, like, their bottom pairing isn't bad, but top 4 is definitely very strong. Only 83 Husso in net with a 69 nice goalie backing him up. Oh my god, though, but this guy has these X factors, 22 years old. But he's a 69 overall, so if we can get Husso out of the net, I think we have a good chance. But anything can happen. You see the other matchups here. Canucks and Hawks, Oilers, Ducks, and the Eastern Conference we got the Devils taking on the Flyers. So let's get right into this series. Kind of nervous because every team belongs here. They got to the playoffs for a reason. Let's see how it goes. Game 1, wow, 4-0 loss, not the way you want to start it. Game 2 at home as well, big 7-1 win, good bounce back win. Headed out to Buffalo for Game 3, followed up with a 6-2 loss. These flip-flops on the scores, my goodness. A 3-2 OT loss, that's rough. So we're down 3-1, we have a very big hole to climb out of. This could be it for our season, and we hold on, force a Game 6, down to the wire here. We force a Game 7, and also you guys noticed that our team did win. They eliminated the Monsters. They're playing the Penguins in the conference final. That's actually insane. Alright, let's go into this game here, period by period, and see what happens. Game 7, season on the line, tied after 1. Wow, tied after 2. This is a nail biter here. We're going to go into the period here, sim through this one. Get an early goal there, 4-3. Not the way you want to start it, but we come back. Velarde comes up huge, and right after, what is going on in this game? Oh my goodness. The power plays, though. We can't get it done on the power play. Getting down to the wire here. This is a nail biter. This could be it for us. And unfortunately, it is. So that's a tough loss to swallow, man. Like, that really sucks for us. Losing 7. New Jersey's moving on. And then the Ducks and Canucks moving on as well. So I guess the good thing is that our AHL team is still in it. As you can see, Brad Lambert there leading our team in the playoffs. I just want to take a look at our squad here, see what was happening. I mean, our forwards were doing well, like our top 6 popping off, honestly. Pretty much everyone's like doing decently well for the lines they were playing on. Defensemen here, not bad. Our bottom pairing, you'd like to see them score, but like still positive or still even on the plus minus. Whoops. Take a look at our goalies though. So Blomqvist could have been better. Honestly, like, 3.1 on the GA with a 90%. He definitely could have been better. Comesso coming in there in relief one game, playing pretty solid. But, yeah, he definitely could have been better there for us. But overall, we made a good run to the second round. But that was tough. Tough loss. We came back down 3-1, so good on them for forcing that Game 7, but we got to find a way to get it done. But our AHL team here, still in it, so let's see how they do here and sim through it here. We'll just sim through, like, as you can see here, we won that, but we're just going to sim through the series and see how it goes. Alright, so unfortunately, our AHL team did end up losing the series 4-2. Kind of sucks, but they went on a really good run, like a lot better than I thought they were going to do. As you can see there, Calder Cup finals between the Penguins and Eagles. And we should have our Stanley Cup final here, the Ducks and Devils. So we will go sim and see who ends up being the Stanley Cup champion in the 28 year. And there you have it, guys. The Stanley Cup goes to the Anaheim Ducks for the 2027-28 season. Let's see who wins the AHL. Is the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins. So yeah, I mean, pretty good playoffs, honestly, though, overall. Let's see how it went down for the Ducks. Wow, they had a very good run there. Sharks in 5, Oilers in 5, Canucks in 6, and then the Devils in 6. As you can see there, Devils sweeping the Blue Jackets, then beating the Flyers in 7, and Sabres in 5. So again, tough break for us in the second round there, but really good season. I'm really happy with the way things went for us. But look at that, like, we've had 5 different Stanley Cup winners. I honestly like that. Like, I like to see different teams winning. There hasn't really been so far in this franchise mode a dynasty-like team emerging. I know last season, like last series with the Avalanche, like we'd already won 3 Stanley Cups by this point. So like we were absolutely a dynasty. Same with Tampa, but as you can see, like all these, after the Avalanche winning in 24, all these teams are teams that you wouldn't expect to win the cup. Like they're all rebuilding, so it's actually really nice to see. Calgary, though, 2 years in a row winning the President's Trophy, and I think they got knocked out in the first round both years, so kind of sucks there. Take a look at the individual awards, though. McKinnon getting the Art Ross. Lindholm, 2nd year in a row, getting the Hart. Quinn Hughes there, yes, does get the Norris over Makar. Gaudreau with the Lady Byng, Foligno with the Calder, McTavish gets the Conn Smythe, Nedeljkovic winning the Vezina, and William Jennings. Solovyov with the Masterson, Senators coach Jack Adams, Aho gets the Selke, he's on the Islanders, wow, okay. Lindholm, 2nd year in a row, getting the Lindsay, and then Matthews with the Maurice Richard. So a decent amount of variety with the awards this year. Kind of impressed. But we'll go ahead, sim up to the draft. We're also going to have our retired players to look at. Oh my god, Vegas. Vegas absolutely won? What the heck? I mean, Seattle gets absolutely screwed there. But, yeah, pretty... Oh my god, Vegas, good for them. And we'll have our retired players here. Should be some more big names, yeah, as you already see there. Malkin, Backstrom, Tarasenko, the biggest ones there. Then you got Kane, Everly, Skinner, Kreider, Smith going down here, Boone Jenner there. So yeah, 3 really big names there. Malkin, calling it quits. He's on the Devils. Backstrom on the Ducks, and Tarasenko still playing on the Blues. Good for him. Tech the defenseman. Pietrangelo, Spurgeon, Ekholm, probably 3 biggest names there. Otherwise, not too much with the defensemen and goalies here. Yeah, Bobrovsky, Markstrom, Ranta. Definitely the biggest names there. Good careers for all those guys. And we're going to go and head into the draft here. So, Vegas absolutely won this draft lottery. I believe there's a franchise player. Yeah, there is. Emmanuel Bouillon. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so this guy is going to be pretty sick. I do want to see if there are any gems that we can target here with our pick. Oh wow, so they're actually a decent amount here. So we have Beta, Reagan, and Blacker here. All late picks too, so we could definitely get these guys. I think I definitely want to target Beta here. Got good skills, 3 years, yeah. So we'll go and see how this draft turns out. But let's see these first 5 picks here. An 80 overall franchise. Jesus Christ, Vegas. Luck was on their side. Seattle gets a 75. Oh, Seattle. And Blues get 79 overall. Seattle, what are you doing, honeys? Oof. Rangers 65 overall, and the Islanders end up getting a 68 overall. So those overalls dropped really fast. I just want to go one more pick here to see what happens. 72. What? New York's? Both New York team. What are you doing? But let's go right to our pick. We have the number 26 pick. We should be able to get a pretty good player, honestly. All right, guys. So I'm gonna take Victor Nichushkin. He's projected to go 32nd. We do need some better defensive prospects here. He's got really good stats, though. 3 years guaranteed ETA, similar style to Nick Leddy. I'm taking him over this other defenseman here, just because he has better stats. Like, this guy took a lot of penalty minutes, too. This guy's got a similar style to Shea Weber, but also the stats there, just like, Nichushkin looks a bit better. So we'll see what he ends up being. I could end up eating this pick, but you never know. Yeah, 62 medium top 6. So, like, not bad, but, like, yeah, these overalls have just fallen off a lot. So we're going to have to get lucky with our next picks. We have a 41, though, so one of those guys might still be there. Alright, so after some consideration, first I'm going to take Jorgen Nielstorp here, mostly because his stats are better than Bork's. I like his strengths a bit better, goal-scoring abilities, offensive instincts. So we're going to take this guy, see what he ends up being. And 64 overall, medium top 6, not bad. I mean, like, yeah, I already have like, some 50s here. So we have another pick right after. See who we want to take here. think I have to go with Cabanov for this pick. Guaranteed low elite and guaranteed 3 years in the to the NHL. B minus shooting, B minus physical. I mean, like, I like the way this kid looks. And yeah, 62 low elite. So our scouts did a good job with him. We have a ton of second round picks, so we'll go right to 45, 4 picks down. We should have some nasty picks in this round. With our first pick, or our third pick this round, I'm going to select Vitaly Pershogan. A plus competition didn't play all that much, but A minus shooting. Other stuff looks pretty decent for where he's at. 3 years guaranteed in the NHL, guaranteed medium top 9, and a potential superstar ability. So feel like he will be good here, and he's 62 medium top 9. Another good pick there, and our next pick will be at number 58. Alright guys, so after some extra consideration, I'm going to go with Malik Gore, mostly because he has a higher ranking potential, and also his stats are a bit better, and guaranteed 3 years, whereas Robichaud has 4 years. So we're going to take Gore, see what he ends up being, in a 63 medium top 9, so not bad. I mean, the overall is actually pretty good. And our next pick is number 77, so honestly not too far down. I'm going to select Kalle Olofstad here, guaranteed medium top 9, guaranteed 3 years to the NHL. Scouts like him, he's a center, he's 20 years old though, so kind of a late bloomer, like I might eat this pick as well. But you gotta take a chance. Or actually, no, I'm second guessing myself. I just realized we don't have another pick until round 4. So I'm going to take one of these guys. We're just going to see. Ooh, we have a medium starter here. 5 years to the NHL though, so. Oh, we got a decision here. I actually like Owen Hordichuk here. Looks pretty good. Stats look pretty good. 3 years ETA. Honestly, we're going to take him low elite. Decent chance at that. Might not be it, but low top 4 actually not bad. 62 overall. That's a pretty solid pick. And our next one here is at number 80, so 3 spots down actually. And we'll see what we can get. Alright guys, I'm going to select Kalle Olofstad here. He's just like our best looking option. Most guys like Rantanen here is a power forward, and those usually don't fit too well into our team schematic here. But Olofstad here is a two-way forward, and those usually do. Our scouts do like him, so see what he ends up being. And wow, actually really good pick. If you look at the overalls here, like in the 50s and like 60s. So 64 overall, medium top 9, not a bad pick at all. Next pick's gonna be in round 4 at number 106, or round 5, I don't know, round 4, 106. Alright guys, so Brandon Bell here is a low top 6, but look at his stats that he put up. Look at the skills here, really good shot, really good puck skills. Skating obviously not that great, but the other stuff is what matters. Guaranteed 3 years in the NHL, and chance for some superstar abilities. He actually looks like a pretty decent pick here. Let's see what he is. And wow, 65 overall, low top 6. Oh my gosh, that was a super good pick here in round 4. Wow. That was a great pick. I really like that. And we'll go to our next pick, number 122 here. So our next pick is going to be Pierre Aubin. Guaranteed 4 years ETA. Pretty good chance of being a medium top 9 and superstar ability potentials. But his stats look pretty decent from what we have of him. His numbers are also pretty good. Sort of looks like our best option here right now. We'll see what he ends up being. And 60 overall, you know, again, pretty, you know, Philly had a good pick there too. So did we. So I like that pick. Go to our next one, number 154. So like Brock Bayer here, he's got a pretty good shot at being low bottom 6. 5 years for the ETA. The reason I'm selecting him is like, you know, he does have superstar ability potential. His stats seem pretty good for how much he played. This is a two-way forward, so he'll fit into our scheme really nicely. And it's always good to have some good depth options, honestly, on the team. So we're going to take him late, 154th overall, and see what he ends up being here. And 57 overall, so not bad at all. He's actually a low top 9. So wow, so that's actually a really good pick. Yeah, bottom 6 here, so that was a great pick for us in round 5. And our next one, actually, oh, that's it. Okay. I want to see actually if we can trade for some other picks here, so we'll see what we can do. Alright guys, so here's able to trade Arizona, their 5th round pick this year, in exchange for our 5th round pick next year. Can always work with that if we want to get it back or whatever. But the reason for that being is I hope he's still there. Oh, they want this. No, thank you. Yeah, I think he's still here. It's actually a guy that I wanted to get. I have to find him again. I mean, people were passing on this guy for a reason. But where was he? He was down here. This guy, Sylvain Lenevue. You know, we don't know much about him. Guaranteed 5 years, though. Pretty good chance of superstar abilities, and, you know, decent shot at low top 9 at 160. Probably not going to be that. Like, but, like, these these elite guys, you know, definitely not. Like, or 4 years, though. This guy could be good. Oh, my God. We might have some good late picks here. I gotta tell. Oh. Oh. When? Oh, I forgot about these guys. Oh, bro. Oh my god, I'm so happy I looked down. Wow, I forgot we had that guaranteed low elite all the way in the back here. Yeah, 59 guaranteed low elite though. Left winger. Great pick there at the end of the 5th round. I may honestly want to trade for more picks here because it looks like we have some really solid late round picks. So let's see what we can do. So Boston did give us their pick here. And yeah, Anaheim, I see what you're doing. I think they're looking at like the exact same players we are. But I pinned some players here. Like you see our scouts here, they like some of these guys, but you see the guys I pinned here are not projected to go until, you know, 200. This is a goalie. I think I want to take the player first though, because like, you know, he didn't play much, didn't score much, but like look at these, look at the A- shooting in the 7th round. B, skating senses and physicality, 2 years ETA, like oh my gosh. What is he gonna be? 67 overall in the 6th round. Are you kidding me? Guaranteed the elite? Jesus Christ. How did people miss this guy? But that's why I want to trade. I'm also gonna try and trade up, maybe like Nashville, like maybe in here. Just get that goalie as well. Let's get Nashville's 6th round pick here at 175 overall. I sent them like our, I don't know, our 6th next year, or no, our 7th next year in a prospect that like literally just wasn't doing anything because I do want to take this almost guaranteed medium elite goalie. He had pretty decent numbers, but his skills look really good actually. 4 years ETA, chance at superstar abilities. You know, what can you do? And oh my god. Okay. Oh my gosh, look at all those X factors he has. Jesus. Alright, okay, I'm like so happy with those picks. You know, maybe we can get more picks. I'm gonna take a look and see if there are any really like steals for late round picks here. Okay, so I was able to get Seattle's 7th round pick. Hopefully he's still there. If he's not, I'm gonna be so okay. He is. Cody Sweetland here. Pfft, pretty good stats. Almost a sniper. Skills look pretty decent. 4 years ETA, most likely. 7th round, what's the worst that he could be? And oh wow, 63 overall, low top 9. So we're done with the draft here. That was crazy. The fact that we got all those picks. Look how we made so many picks this season. But yeah, I love this draft, guys. This was such a good draft for us, especially those late round picks. My goodness. So we're gonna get into the re-sign phase here. We got a lot of interesting contracts to work out with Caulfield, especially. We'll see what we can do. So for 1 year, Cole Caulfield does come down to $12.5 million. It's still so much, but I really don't want to lose him. So I feel like we could do maybe 12.2 offer for 1 year. See what he says to that. I mean, like, we have almost 30 million cap space. I don't think we need to bring anyone in this year. But let's just see what he says to this. I can fit the bill for 1 year and see what happens. Alright guys, so Mitchell is asking for a contract extension. He's asking for over 5 million though. I don't want to spend quite that much on him because we do have to make some ads in the off season. So let's see. I'm gonna do 4.5 maybe. Or maybe hardball him, do 4.3 for a year and see what he says. We can gradually come up from there. So Mitchell said yeah, said no. I expected him to, so we're just gonna come up a little bit, keep offering him those, and see what he says. Caulfield did renew for the year, so that was good for us. We got him for a little bit less than what he was asking. For the year, we can definitely fit that amount for a year and see what happens. So huge ad for us. That helps us out a lot with, deciding who we want to try and bring in. Clayton Keller here is available. He's 20 years old, still an 85 overall, really good player. Fitting nice. He's asking for 2 years, 4.1. I'm off from 2 at 3.9 and see what he says to this. Okay, so Keller did accept our offer. That's a really good ad for us. Again, 29 years old, 85 overall. He's still such a good player, so he'll be really good for us. Alright, so notice that Fajimo here can play left wing or right winger. We do need one of those, 28 years old still, so like 85 overall. I kind of want to go up another year and see what he says to maybe like just keep it at like 3.05. Let's see what he says to 3. We can always come up. He's like a really good player. He's such a good shot. Would fit into like a third line role for us, maybe. So we want to sign Alexander Carrier for 2 years, I believe. We actually got him cheaper than what he was asking. So that was a really good ad. He's so good. He's 31 years old, but he's still an 85 overall. So like such a good defenseman for us. He'll be good for the next couple seasons. And Fajimo did accept again, another huge ad for us, really good. Still got a good amount of seasons left in him, where he'll be playing at a high level. Alright guys, so we just signed McGroarty to a pretty good contract. We give him 5 years at like 4-point-something million, so like he's just really good. I think he's like an 85 now or something. He's 24 years old, so like he has so much room to grow. And he's just been great for us, so really like this contract extension for him. Alright guys, so New York just offered us this guy again. I feel like I'm going to take it this time. They want us to give them a round 4 in 2030 and Nichushkin. I don't mind giving Nichushkin up because he's 33, he's an 82 overall. We have 2 guys that can play right winger, move over there. Like, we have the spots on our roster, it's fine. And they're going to give us a round 5 in 2030. This guy was asking for like 5-point-something million. But worst comes to worst, we just have him not play this season and try to sign him next year. So they want to get rid of him, I guess. So we'll take him and see if we can sign him. Alright guys, so this guy's ask for 1 season did come down. I'm going to see if he'll take 3 million for the year. And that way we can get him playing and get him developing. If not, again, just have him not play this year. But we'll send that offer over and see what he says. Did accept, I figured that much. So that's really good. We can get him in our lineup and get him playing. Alright guys, so to end this episode, we're just going to quickly go over our lines headed into the 2028-29 season. Honestly, this team's looking really good this year. Chemistry is looking real solid. First line's absolutely nasty, getting a +3. It'd be like a 90 playing with 2 95s. Just absolutely unreal there. Second line there, also insane, +2, so like an 88 playing with a 91 and 87. Third line here, gross third line, honestly. Keller, Velarde, and Denisenko playing together. Got a sniper, and Keller and Denisenko playmaker. Man, they're probably going to be popping off this year on that third line. And then our fourth line, super solid here. Roy's a sniper, Fajimo's a sniper. We got 3 snipers, oh my gosh, on the third line. And they're also getting a +1. So our fourth line is literally like an 85, an 83, and an 86. So like, I don't know, this team's looking pretty gross this year. Take a look at our take a look at our defensive teams. No positive correlation, but as you can see, like all the bars are slightly over that like 50-50 mark. So we got Ferentz and Carrier locking it down. Our first pairing, super good first pairing. We got Yarnquist playing, he's only 23, 83 overall. I want to see him develop. Get more ice time with Barron here. He's a fantastic defenseman, 26 years old, 86 overall, so he can still grow. And they got Malou and Sandheim, 2 83s, locking it down on the third pairing. Overall, like really just solid defensive core here. Really happy with how our defense looks. Take a look at our special teams, looking so good this year. First unit +5, second unit +2. These guys are going to be absolutely popping off this season on the power play. Four-man power play is also looking really solid, getting a +2 and a +1. Then we got the PK looking very solid as well. First unit gets that +2, and second unit is even. Also notice that I have McGroarty here on that second power play unit. Getting him ice time, he went up to an 85 actually to an 84, so like he's unreal, 24 years old, super young. Looks really solid for us. Penalty kill looks good. 3-man PK looks good. I honestly couldn't get rid of this -1. I tried like so many different combinations of like our best, players with defensive skills. Just wouldn't go away. So it is what it is, -1, but the bar isn't too far down, so still looks good. And goalies here got Blomqvist again as our starter and Comesso backing him up. 84 and 83, pretty solid goalie tandem to be quite honest. Now look at our AHL real quick. We are going to have Armsden be our starter this year in our AHL. He went up to a 70 from a 65, so really promising there. Vejmelka going to be backing him up this year. 22 years old, so lots of room to grow here. Take a look at our starting lines. This team also looks really good. Pretty good correlations here. Roenick here, 22 years old, 76. He was on the second line, I believe, last year. Yeah, he played really well. 50 points. So I moved him up to the first line in hopes that he will develop pretty well. Dreger here went from a 67 to a 72 in one season. This is the guy who, like, 13 goals and 1 assist. He actually didn't play that many games for us. But look at his shot. He is basically a perfect shot, perfect accuracy, super physical guy, and the rest of his skills are just so weird. But, just such a good shot. How could we not? Also, one of our draft picks in 2025. He's a 75 overall. We have him playing there. And then just up and down the lineup, this AHL team looks so good. Take a look at defensive pairs again. No positive correlations, but no negative either. We sent Willie Dwyer down because, our other defenseman, I can't even say his name, Charnquist, was just better. In this way, he plays on the first line, gets a lot more ice time. His defensive skills are so good, but I want to see those other skills develop for him. And I imagine next year he'll be back on our NHL team. And then we got, some younger guys here, both 21 on the third pairing, get them some ice time, have them develop. But overall, I'm really happy with how this team looks, especially our NHL team. I mean, knowing the EA sim engine will be out in the first round or something. But this team's just too good to not have a deep playoff run this season. And hopefully we can make another push to have another Stanley Cup on this franchise. But I'm looking forward to the next year. Hope you are too. As always, guys, if you enjoyed this video, smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. Support helps me out a ton. And I will see you here for the next episode where we'll be headed into the 2028-29 season. Have a good one, guys.